Hello! Hello, hello, hello. I may have forgotten that the time was timing down and I got distracted by this boy over here. Go on, go get it. All right, and out you go. How we doing, folks? How are we doing? Let him out so he's not annoying me on stream. How we doing? How is everyone doing? We got Jormungand in chat. We got Dominic Komzik. I've probably butchered that name, but c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Right, so Jormungand, I know I promised that I'd get you on stream for this stream, but probably not going to happen this stream. Maybe next stream. We do have Phil who might be dropping by at some stage. Print Farm's here, and so is Cody Dracers. Hello. How are we all doing? Cody, I haven't seen your name in chat, and nor have I seen Domini's before. Hey, Raj. You promised me something? I don't know. Yeah. Phil might be joining us as a second voice on in chat today at some stage, but it all depends on what he's up to. Plans for the stream. Plans for the stream. Let me show you some CAD. So we did the back walls last time. We're going to finish off doing the lower walls, and then we're going to start. And I'm not sure. This is more of an experimental piece at this point in time. But I got this little distribution box here. And basically the idea of this is it's a blank canvas. So there's 3 grommets in it right now. It magnetically mounts on there. But it's kind of just a box for people to do whatever they want with. So you can put aviation connectors on there. You can put Phoenix connectors, whatever you want, basically. I want to make a plain box so that people could do what they want to do with it. We're going to install that today. It's magnetically mounted, so this section actually just disconnects entirely. Oop, I forget that that's all rigid jointed. And then we're going to start prepping for the actual electronics install. Right? I still have the test kit for the UEB that LEO sent me a while ago. There we go. That's better. Just remembered that I'd forgotten to donate to Patreon. Hereby, oh, cheers, man! Cheers, man! I won't show the donation on Fun Chat in stream just in case, but thank you. I appreciate that. I always do. I'll be ready in a few minutes, Jake. Grabbing something to drink. Cool. And as always, I've got my iced tea, which isn't iced tea. It's just Coke, but apparently it looks like iced tea. Sickening to think that you would ice tea. Right. I had a rummage through the attic earlier. I managed to find some black extrusions that are going to be the right size for the door. Oh, that's another thing. The door is kind of a work in progress at the minute. Let's go back to... There we go. Door's a bit of work in progress. Problem I'm finding with the door is the mid-span pieces, because I wanted to try... I don't want to have loads of panel connectors. If I put a mid-span piece at the mid door point, then this bit at the back is not aligned. So what I'm thinking is just adding some framing all the way around the door, so it doesn't look like there's just a single piece in the center. Just bits to fill in between that clip and that clip, you know? But let me know what you guys think of that. Don't know. Just don't know. I promise to resume donating. Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, we're nearly up to $200 a month on Patreon. Patreon takes like they cut 40% of that, so it doesn't all go to me. But still, it might. I don't actually know what the cut is. I think it's somewhere between 40 and 20%. A bit like the monolith frame for the Voron printer. Which bit are you talking about there? I'm confused. How does the monolith frame... I'm confused. Oh, between streams, I've changed this middle panel out since the little heat insert binding thing that I tried earlier didn't work. I've just moved the heat inserts on here, so when I do print the cable combs and stuff like that, there's actually a place to mount it to now. I finished off doing all the corner bits, the corner struts, I guess you could call them. They look all right. I don't think they look. They bring some color to the inside of the enclosure, which I think was kind of desperately needed. But they're not structural. You can leave them out if you want to save, like, I don't know, 200 grams of filament. But yeah, let's get going. I'm going to spin this around this way. I've also realized that I had this mount specifically. I bought the white version. I paid extra to get the white version. This is for when the monitor, when I finally get this enclosure finished, I'm going to mount the monitor on the side. That monitor over there. I specifically overpaid for the white version because at the time I was planning to do a fully white Casa. Ready to join you, Phil? Perfect. Just ring me on Discord and hopefully it'll come through. In fact, I can ring you. There we go. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can chat hear you? Ooh. Oh, I think if I... Give me a second. So if I... The problem is, I don't want you guys to double hear the music. So this is the issue at the minute. So I just need to... I forgot to set up an audio channel for this. Main... no, we're going to be obspotting most of the time. Add source. Application audio. Discord. Audio. Okay, try speak now.
Test. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Try again.
Test. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, yeah, I think you're quite loud. Cool. Right, and if I just Control C into every single scene. Okie doke. Right, that should be you, able to be heard everywhere. Can people in chat just make sure that they can hear Phil? Hey, Onyeka, how you doing, dude? Woo. Right, how you been, Phil? How you been?
Very good, very busy.
Yeah, busy with your little work meetings.
And not just the meetings. Just work in general. If we don't work just for the meetings, it would be a very chill job, yeah.
Cool. Have you followed along with the stream so far, or do I need to kind of bring you up to speed?
I have, at least I've tried to. Couldn't join you last time, but yeah.
Onyeka, I've been cutting aluminium. Nice. I'm guessing you have kind of dropped off that shitty, what was it, round stock that you had. You managed to find a solution that worked with it? I don't know.
Yeah, he posted some drops of 6061, I think.
Oh, cool. He's actually posted the videos of him cutting 6061. Nice.
That I don't know. I know he posted a picture of a scrap bin.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that one. Didn't know if he's actually been cutting it yet, though. Alright, for what you have seen so far, Phil, what do you think? What do you think?
Looks cool. It's definitely more compact version.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more compact. It's going to be a cheaper bomb. I think one of the big things with main Casa, the first Casa, was it was a hefty bill on top of the mill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've bought this $1,500 mill, and then you're paying like half that again just for an enclosure. So I think that was a bit of a shock to a lot of people, or a turn off at least. I've been working
Yeah,
on
I
cam
guess so.
I've been working
And
on a
not-
cam. Sorry, you go ahead. You go ahead.
And now, if I understood you correctly, you have reduced the number of different extrusion lengths to just 1 or 2?
So let's count them. So the main frame is all 700 mil. There's two 140s here. Because there's obviously 700 and 700 on top, there needs to be two 660s. And then all the door extrusions will be slightly different. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types, but I can't help that. But the main structure was all 700s, and you can pump, like if we were to put them through LDO, they could just send 7 of the same type, and you just need to make sure the orientation is the same, is correct for whichever part you're putting on, rather than having to have loads of different blind holes in different sections and them having to keep inventory of all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Right. What do you think of? Were you here at the beginning of the stream? Can't actually remember.
I was just getting something to drink for the last 3 minutes before I joined.
Fair. Did you see the little distribution box I had? It's kind of a boilerplate idea at the minute, where you literally just take it. There's going to be... There are already grommets in it. I'll show you on camera. There are already sections for grommets in it already. But the whole idea is that you can just take whatever this is. It's all magnetic, so it just comes off like that. I do need to add a handle at some stage. So you can just take this piece and do whatever you want with it. If you want to put a connector for your spindle, you can do. If you want to completely remove the grommets and put something like an aviating connector, or I have a couple of them somewhere. I was messing with them earlier. One of these instead. So these are the screw type ones. So it's just a screw terminal on the other side. You don't need to worry about any soldering.
Yeah, that's the SP21 or whatever they're called, right?
Yeah, something like that. I bought these ages ago. I bought these like 2 years ago and never ended up using them. But you can stick those on there if you want to.
I've used those on my Milo as well, on X and Y, I think, so far. And for I brought them for the spit roast.
Oh, cool.
That one had a 7-pin connector of those on there as well.
Oh yeah, because you can get them in whatever size you want. They don't do. I think the only odd size connectors they do is 3 and 7. I'm not sure about that.
I think so. Yeah. It's like 2, 3, 4, 7. 4, 6, 7, and 8. I think.
Yeah. Yomagan says timer's up. Timer's up? We haven't even started a timer. I've moved all the stuff around on my stream deck, so I keep pressing the wrong button.
At least your stream deck does what you want it to.
Yeah. I remember
mine has been very, very funky with Discord integration lately.
Oh, fair. I didn't realize you used it for Discord.
I do use it for muting and unmuting myself in voice.
Ah, cool. That's a fairly good idea to use it, actually. I've seen people who use them for like editing in DaVinci Resolve or something.
Yeah.
Or Adobe. And the problem is I constantly just forget that it's there. Like I bought a keyboard that has 5 macro buttons on it.
Yeah.
I bought this one specifically so I could use it to edit. I always forget that the macro buttons are there, and I end up pressing M5, macro 5 instead of escape all the time, and it just annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I don't have macro buttons on my keyboard, but I have like 3 extra buttons on my mouse, and I have them bound in Fusion to something, and I don't remember, and I don't use them, and yeah.
Oh,
To,
here's
to
a
be
good.
fair,
Go ahead.
I also have one of those Space Mouse thingies,
Yeah.
and I never used that one as well.
Here's a good tip for people whilst we're on this topic. I only found out the other day that if you press space in Fusion, it repeats the last operation that you performed. So you don't have to if you don't have a key if you don't have a specific key that's bound to anything, like I use it for chamfering. I press the toolbar chamfer button, and then I don't have to press constantly again. I don't have to keep moving my mouse up and down the screen. I know it
Oh,
sounds
that's cool.
ridiculously, but I know it sounds ridiculously like stupid, but like lazy that I won't move my hand up and down 2 inches.
Do you know that you can also define different size chamfers inside one chamfer operation, right?
No, I didn't know that.
So if you open the chamfer menu, you will get the option where you type in the size of the chamfer, and below that there's a little plus icon, and on there it opens basically a whole second selection of a chamfer, and then you can just pick your edges that you want and type it in a different size chamfer.
Huh. That's actually really cool. I don't know why I'd use it, but it sounds cool. I'm glad it's there at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to keep I tend to do chamfers at the very end of designing any part. So I can just do them all in one go and only have one chamfer operation.
Yeah.
So that way I don't have to look like, where's this chamfer coming from? And yeah.
Yeah. I suppose when you know what you're designing, a lot of the time I don't design in parametric CAD, sorry. Only reason is I don't know what the final part is going to look like a lot of the time, so I end up making a lot of deletions and removals that end up affecting the downstream part. Yeah. I need to get better at that. I do actually need to sit down someday and go and like do a proper online course on how to do parametric CAD. Also, I love what Jormungand's just said in chat. Someone designed a space mouse by taking a trackball from 2009 and converting it to 3D navigation. Supposedly, it works much better than a space mouse.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a video lately of a guy revisiting his 3D printed, I think, space mouse copy.
Yeah, I know the one I think I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Middle Eastern guy, yeah?
Not sure about that.
I'm probably American, but Middle Eastern ethnicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Salim. I won't even try and pronounce his last name, but yeah.
I always find it funny that I'm building an enclosure that I can stick my head in the electronics box and it will actually go all the way in. Like, so much space. Not Next Layer. It's not Next Layer.
No.
It's not Jonathan from Next Layer. If you ever want to watch me talking to Jonathan Levy from the Next Layer, there is a podcast. I am in one of his podcasts. If you ever have the time. Not you, Phil, talking just to chat in general.
I'll just drop the link to his video in chat if that's cool.
Oh, cool. By the way, guys, if you don't know who Phil is one of the earliest members of the Millennium dev team that we've had ever. I think you were like the 4th member?
I think so too, yeah.
Did you come before or after Dave?
After Dave.
After Dave, so you must have been 5. Because we had Veritas first.
Yeah.
And then
Ed?
he can. No, Ed was after you, I think. I seem to remember Ed being after you. Yeah. Yeah. I love Ed because he doesn't show up in the dev team very much anymore. But whenever he does, it's because we've broken something.
Yeah, usually the bot.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
How's your little beast coming along? Obviously, don't give too many details away, but
I mean, I've shown a bit in the build logs forum thingy,
yeah.
and yeah, it's I've been struggling with through holes for the blind joints on the vertical extrusions.
Okay, what do you mean by struggling? Hey, Frankie.
Yeah, my battery powered drill won't do them.
Oh, okay.
I have the thick walled 8080 extrusion.
Yeah,
And
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's really thick walled. I think it's like 5 millimeters wall thickness.
Yeah,
and then going down 3 or 4 layers, my drill won't do that.
Hey, I did it. I did it.
Yeah, it's been struggling, and I have a drill press at my grandparents, so I just did it this weekend.
Fair. Fatless is a great name. You told them what we're naming it?
I haven't. Nah, I've called it current. What was it? Code name Fatless.
Code name Fatless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's not really clear if it's actually going to become a official Millennium Machines machine, or it's just staying my personal project. So yeah.
Yeah. If chat doesn't understand what we mean by if it's going to become an official machine, we have certain standards that we like to uphold for a lot of our machines. Things like got to be, a lot of the parts need to be machinable on Milo, for example, might be one of them, on a standard Milo, or it needs to be a certain price range, or this, that, and the next thing. There's loads of different criteria that we have. Whereas Phil right now is going for a balls to the wall approach on his machine, on Little Fatless. And we're going to see, he's going to go as far as we can without the blocks in place, and then we're going to see what we can salvage from it if we can, and make it something official. Is that a fair enough way to put it?
It's not that. Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, I am running EtherCAT servers, or I'm planning to run EtherCAT servers. I've got EtherCAT movement now, so and I'm running HDR20 rails and 1610 ball screws. So as you are with Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, the whole servos thing it's much of a muchness, isn't it? Because you can just move them to steppers if we needed to.
Yes, sure. It's just replacing the motor mounts with the ones with the different hole spacing.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's like either buy this, I don't know, $40 servo mount, or buy this $40 stepper mount. So doesn't change anything in price in that category.
Yeah. It's just the amount of extrusions you have to use for that style of machine.
Yeah.
It gets really expensive very quickly. Onyeka, what are the 4 square holes at the back of the fan inlets for? These bits here, the same as the front ones. These are keystone jacks. So there is a printed version that you can just slip in if you're not going to use them. But the keystone jacks allow you to pass things from inside or outside of the enclosure, inside or outside, or in that kind of way. So if for example, because I'm going to have the monitor mount here, I want to have USB to pass through to the phone that's going to be mounted inside here, because I'm using a phone rather than a PC. I want to be able to pass a USB signal back into the phone if I need to add files manually for some reason. I need an HDMI port, and I need an Ethernet port for the pendant, when the pendant finally becomes a thing. So they're just little additions that you can make. You can mount whatever you want to pass through a panel. What's the depth of that enclosure? That's one challenge I've had with the Casa. This is 100 millimeters less deep than Casa is. So it's 700 millimeters. Sorry, 750 if you include the width of all the panels and the fact that you are having to add 2 extrusions technically at the end of this bottom extrusion. But yeah. Sorry, Phil, I cut you off there.
No, for me it's hardwiring Ethernet for Sila so far.
Yeah,
that's the one keystone I've used.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a keystone for Ethernet at the back, specifically for Sila, and I'm also gonna have a little switch inside here, a little Ethernet switch, so I can run. Because I'm not sure what Furky's plan is entirely. I would love to see a serial version of the pendant. I think it will have to be a serial version if we're using.
Yes, I think that depends entirely on the new RRF screen.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Do you kind of drop that? Go ahead.
Sorry. I've checked the dev team. Tin Man and Tech have been before me.
Oh. No way Tech was before you. I can't.
Yes,
imagine.
He was. No, he was.
Tin's another dev who kind of disappeared. I wish him all the best, though.
Yep.
He had his own projects that he was more interested in pursuing. We've had quite a few devs who have come and then disappeared.
I think as has any open source project over the years.
Yeah.
It's just a natural thing, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I have been drilling, tapping, and counterboring holes in my Y table all day. It is 2 layers of 405 by 17, 60, 61. So 34 millimeter thick overall. Jesus.
Chunky
yeah,
boy.
I have a. Oh yeah, I have the 15 mil. You can use. We're designing it for a 20 mil plate. Or designing Atlas for a 20 mil plate, but because I don't want to spend too much money and then not be able to use the plate because I've made some design change, I went with a 15 mil plate down there, and I think it's actually easier to drill through a plate than it is to drill through extrusion. The problem with extrusion is you end up with the flute on the drill catching one of the features on the other side as you're about to break through.
Yeah. That has been the main pain point of my last drilling over the weekend.
Yeah.
The drill just grabs when breaking through and then stalls, usually.
Yeah. It's the same on 2020 as well, to be fair. It's a lot better with a drill press because you can just power through it.
Elvin asks, when will Miley V2 kit come out? Same time as Milo V2 kit, because they're the same kit, but we don't have any exact dates or fixed prices yet.
Yeah. The Miley and Milo come in the same kit. The only difference in terms of BOM is obviously all the printed parts. You get an extra belt, which if you're building Milo, you don't need. But if you're building Miley...
2 belt pulleys, I think, yeah?
Yeah, and 2 belt pulleys. And fasteners are slightly different, but they're all included in the same machine. Basically, the way I did it with LDO is I tallied up all the fasteners for Miley, all the fasteners for Milo, and whichever design had the most of a certain screw, I made that the standard for the kit. So if Miley had 10 screws and Milo had 20, the kit's going to come with 20. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're gonna like have some extra screws, and
Yeah,
if you build Milo, you'll have the belt and the 2 pulleys.
Yeah. I think no matter what kit you build, whatever machine you build, you'll still have extra screws from the machine that wasn't built.
Yeah.
So it's the one time you can assemble something and not panic when you have extra bolts at the end.
See you, Jormungand. He's leaving.
Oh, cheers, Jungand. wife stuff. Oh, I hope she's not too mad at you. Cheers, dude. Miss you already. And thanks for donating. I have a V1.5. Does the LDO kit for V2 include the stuff for the electronics enclosure outside, not under? No. So there's going to be a completely different kit for the electronics. So the electronics is now part of the UEB, the Universal Electronics Box. Right? If the V2 kit doesn't come with any electronics other than the stuff that's specific to that machine, so stuff like the motors and the end stops. And I think the VFD and spindle.
That's my last info as well, yeah.
Yeah. So
you'll have either the option to build the Universal Electronics Box, the UAB, or you can build CASA or Casita and just put the electronics in the electronics bay in there.
Yeah. I want to ask LDO if they'll do a version of the UAB with just the electronics, and none of the extrusions or any of the, just
like I buy once, gather all the electronics, and just source the extrusions for yourself. Yeah, that would be nice.
More so if you're running a CASA already and you want to upgrade, or you plan to do a CASA, you don't need the extrusions that are part of the UAB. The only ones that you can reuse are the 140 ones that go that way. So it's a bit of a pain paying for stuff that you're not going to use. Also, some info. Dave from LDO told me about this. Carbide is really expensive at the minute, especially in China, apparently. So he's not including end mills with this kit, with this round of kits. So stock up on your own end mills, folks.
Oh yeah, the end mill prices over the last, let's say, 4 months have been like crazy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. This is why I'm so glad I had my little buying spree of end mills. So
yeah, same.
All of that is end mills. It doesn't, however, affect end mills that are already with vendors. So if you want to buy some end mills and help one of the design team members out, Dave at Desktop Machine Shop, he's also one of the team members, does sell end mills.
As long as he still has stock.
As long as he still has stock, yeah. I am kind of half regretting using glass fiber for everything in this build. Because
how so?
It's nice that you don't have to worry about it, but it also adds about 0.4 of a mil to the entire outer perimeter of anything that you do. So I generally leave either 0.2 or 0.5 mil of clearance for a lot of my parts when I'm designing stuff, depending on what kind of clearance it is. And that's just been eaten up by the extra width that the glass fiber print has. So, and trying to fit this in is becoming a bit of a pain. But once it's in, I know it's going to be in.
I've been experimenting a bit with carbon-filled ASA lately.
Yeah?
Yeah. I printed the final design iteration of the Z bellows for Fatlas in that material, but somehow the thin walls and the 0.6 millimeter nozzle don't go together well with carbon-filled material, apparently.
Oh god. I find it the complete opposite. Like there's sometimes where when I'm doing some dev for the Atlas stuff, I've forgotten to put the countable bridging in. And on my 0.4 mil nozzle, it fails to print that pretty significantly. But on my 0.6 mil millimeter nozzle bamboo, it prints without that countable bridging perfectly. You wouldn't know that it had printed over as an overhang or anything. It genuinely looks perfect.
Yeah, interestingly, I've been having issues with like thin wall outside perimeters.
Oh.
Or the overhangs and stuff are perfect, and also the side wings where it folds down are also perfect. But somehow in the middle of the long extrusion in the middle, there I have problems.
Yeah. Onyeka, Jake, what's your take on tape and glue method for Milo? Perfectly valid. People use it in industry. You just got to make sure you're doing it right. A lot of people think that you can do it on any part, and you can't. You've got to make sure that there's enough surface area to actually have a good hold down. And if you're using any form of coolant, it's not going to work. So make sure whatever surface you're taping down to is free of coolant, any residual stuff. Clean it down, wipe it down with like IPA or something beforehand, and let that IPA dry. And then don't use anything except air blast, a dry air blast whilst you're actually machining it. Otherwise, that tape and glue is just going to dissolve.
Yeah, I'm gonna put an emphasis on surface prep.
Yeah.
Surface prep before applying the tape is like 99% of the magic of the tape and glue method.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to not use IPA anymore. I use acetone now, and that works remarkably well.
Oh yeah. The problem with some acetone, especially like denatured acetone, is it takes longer to dry. So if you don't get like 99% acetone, is it 99% acetone, or am I thinking just of alcohol? The specific grade of acetone that you can use, that just the moment there's a thin layer of it, it just evaporates. But some of the stuff that you get in stores, especially if it's like nail polish remover, will stick around for a very long time. At least that's what I found.
Yeah. I'm using like the blue lint-free shop towels. To like rub it off.
Yeah.
And then it works amazingly well.
That's fair. All right, we're gonna do some burr.
4 by 6 inches is perfectly fine. I've done stuff like 1 by 2 inches, but I wouldn't go any smaller. And as I said, surface prep is the main thing. So make sure your surfaces are spotlessly clean. Clean them with IPA or acetone. Make sure that evaporates completely. Then put on the tape and rub down the tape. For example, using the edge of the 1, 2, 3 blocks that are included in the starter kit. If you rub down the tape with that, that helps a lot. Make sure there's no air bubbles underneath, obviously.
All right, Phil, I can't turn your mic off right now, but I am going to turn chat's mic off because I'm about to do some burr.
Yeah, all good.
Right, we're back.
Nice. Didn't hear anything, to be honest.
Oh, fair. Yeah. I was fairly conscious of it last time because I tend to watch back the streams just to make sure, just to see what people think of it, and because I can't obviously see what's going on stream, so I tend to watch things back to make sure everything's good. And I found that when I did that last time, it deafened me. So on rewatch, didn't want to do it again to people. Did anyone have a look at the Phoenix at Rumurf, sorry, or watch Nero's video they released recently? That thing looks sick. Do you have a look at it, Phil?
I did not. Give me a second. I watched his video on the Cascade, but
He's done a video on Cascade.
short one.
Oh, fair. No, basically War on Phoenix is finished. It's going to take a year to do the manual for it, which I know that feeling. I know that feeling all too well. But yeah, other than that, it's done. But it uses TPU mounts. So the way it's a 2.4 but big. So, but the way the flying gantry mounts to the Z rails is with TPU. It's not a solid mount. I thought that was really interesting. Never be able to get away with anything like that on a CNC machine, but although it does feel sometimes like CNC machines are made of rubber when you're trying to make deep cuts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so looking forward to seeing how the large X gantry is going to work out on my machine.
The X gantry, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks solid, dude. From all the stuff I've seen from you in the dev channels, it looks really cool.
Yeah. So you know the stiffening plates I added to the front and back and bottom side of it?
Yeah.
I had them laser cut locally,
Mhm.
and dropped off the files and stuff with the guy who does this. And he called me like the next day, and said like, "Here, dude, I don't have any 10 mil material anymore. Do you mind if I do them in 12 mil for the same price?"
Oh, like yeah, of course, no.
Yes, exactly.
I love it when stuff like that happens. I had a weird noise on the way. Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, I just had to redesign the X end stop mount. Just add 2 millimeters to it, but whatever.
See, this is my problem with Atlas at the minute. Is I'm not thinking of where the end stop mounts are yet. I'm just building things to test them for structural reasons, and then afterwards is when I have to go, oh shit, I need to find a place to put the end stops now.
I mean, technically, I wouldn't even need to have end stops with the servos. If I get the battery cables and the multi-turn encoder functionality working, I wouldn't even have to home the machine.
Yeah, that's true. I always found that weird. So surely if you've got servos, right? Actually, no, never mind. I'm being stupid. I'm not even going to say it. That is something that I was being too stupid for my own good there. Right. This is really awkward to actually get at.
Onyeka had a weird noise on the y-axis, had to remove the table to investigate, didn't find anything to note.
Yeah. Has everyone left? I've got concurrent viewers at 0 at the minute.
Minus on 7.
That's weird. I feel like something's gone wrong on the YouTube side.
To be honest, I'm amazed that my internet has held up so far.
No, it's only a voice call, I suppose.
No, I've been having random disconnects the whole day.
Oh, fair. Oh, just completely no internet.
Yeah, completely gone, and I mean, I have a weird internet connection. I mean, it's pretty typical in Germany, but pretty weird outside of it. It's via coax cable which was used for TV signals.
Yeah, I had one of those when I moved in.
And usually they're pretty good, but like over the last few days we had problems at the office, and now
Yeah.
I have problems at home, and yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's
no
a
idea what's
countrywide-
going on.
Is it a countrywide issue then?
No, it's apparently just local.
Ah, fair. Well, you live in. Am I allowed to say it on stream?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Is it Bavaria you live in?
Yes, northern Bavaria.
Yeah. So I suppose that's your version of the countryside, isn't it? The German version of the countryside. It's out in the sticks.
It's not that bad. It's still a university town, but yeah,
Ah, fair.
it's a pretty small town.
Ah, fair. Hey, university towns are the best towns. It's where the most stupid shit happens. It's great.
Yeah, the only problem is like I'm always joking that here in town we have like a third of the inhabitants are students.
Yeah.
A third of them are what's it called when you're too old to work? Retired.
Yeah, retirees.
And the other third is employed either by the city or the state. So so there's like no normal people left.
Frankie says he's still here. Did we scare everyone off? Because yeah, got 2 people. Normally I'm not that bad. I suppose it is a Monday. Normally average at least like 10 people.
I mean, my display all still shows 8 viewers currently.
Damascus is still here. I don't know. YouTube's just being stupid. YouTube does everything it can to pretend like I don't get more hours of watch time than I actually do. Like it took away nearly 1,000 watch hours from me the other day. Dominic's still here. Dominic's is still here, sorry. Yeah. So I was about 200 hours away from getting the 3,000 hours required to get monetized on YouTube. You know what happened? They took 1,000 hours away from me, so I'm only 1,890 something now. Oh. I suppose that could just be the time frame that it was in, because you meant to have 3,000 hours within a year, or something like that.
Okay.
Which means I need to do another video. I need to do a video on my little calculator thing. Speaking of internet, where's the best place to put Sila antenna in Casa? Not on anything metallic. So basically, the furthest you can get away from something that's metallic. Yeah, so don't put it on the extrusion. Put it on like the top roof. But just beware that if it's on the top panel, if you go to lift the panel off, you need to make sure it's unplugged from the antenna first. From the little ESP antenna. Otherwise, you'll just rip that small cable off. They're so easy to break. Right. Next things, I need to actually go to the printer. Here's one I made earlier. Right. There we go. YouTube's caught up. We've got 10 people in chat again, according to YouTube Studio. That's more like it. What do people think of having Phil here? Like, genuine question. Do you find it more entertaining that I can actually have a conversation with someone? Do you like Phil? Do you hate Phil? Do you think Phil smells?
Thank God we haven't invented smelly internet yet.
Smell-o-vision, yeah. It's just, I think it's obviously there's having chat. Feels great, says Damascus Everglade. Oh, at least someone thinks he's great.
And the next message is smells for sure. Wow.
Better than talking to yourself. I heard it's a sign of, oh. Hey, don't ever bring my insanity into question, because you know it's true. You know I am insane. I wouldn't have started this damn project if I wasn't insane. Print farm. It's good to have two in this convo. Yeah, I think so. I'd love to have loads of different people from the dev team show up every now and again. Reason I asked Phil is because he's got such a handsome German voice, right? And I knew he'd bring in the ladies.
I haven't even done my radio moderator voice yet. I need to wait a sec. I need to readjust my microphone. Alrighty, here we go. Is that more sexier? I don't know. I'm just gonna put it back to normal.
I love it. I love it, dude. Ooh. You can have the whole chat hot and bothered now. I've turned my music off. Bow, 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 bow. Right. Come on. I hate these earbuds. I constantly press them by accident, or they'll just turn themselves off.
Oh yeah, I wanted to get like custom earbud, these silicone insert thingies for my ears.
Yeah.
And there's a great German company that makes those kinds of things, especially for custom pieces with different, cool. The earbuds from different vendors.
Yeah.
And I, of course, picked like the only vendor that they don't support because they can't guarantee that it wouldn't slip out of the retention mechanism in the earbuds.
Oh God. Fair.
But I mean, they called and asked me like, "Hey, we can't guarantee it. Do you want us to make it anyways, or do you want your earbuds back, or what's the deal?"
See,
so,
if that was the UK, they'd be like, "Yep, we'll take your money. Nah, sorry, you didn't read terms and conditions, so you can go fuck yourself."
Yeah. Damascus, I'm gonna use the Janken spindle, the ATC spindle I have here on my Milo at the moment. So that's a 2.2 kilowatt, 24k RPM with the ISO 20 tool changer.
That's again going back to the conversation we were having earlier.
Yes.
Oh no,
yes.
I've just broken my rear plate. Taking this off. I'm gonna have to reprint that.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the parts that's more balls to the wall. The spindle alone is 1,400 euros.
Yeah, but this is what we mean. Like we, as much as you can, like make a load of guesses, like educated guesses with a bunch of things. Sometimes like you need to be able to test the machine with the hardware that you're planning to do a normal release with. Also, Onyeka, do I need to tram again after putting the X table back? Yes. Effectively, anytime you change anything on the machine that could affect tram, you should retram it, or at least check the tram.
Yeah.
Once you've got it, once everything's working and proper, you probably don't need to retram it very often. But yeah, give me a pain.
Damascus, yeah, that's the plan. I currently have, I think, a 12-position rack planned for the back of the table. So that way, I mean, 12 tools should get me anywhere. And then I can just hand load, as I've been doing for the last few months now on my Milo. So, yeah. Still, hand loading speeds up the process so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about the traditional ATCs is you can hand load with them. You can't do that with like a rapid change style ATC unless you've got the grip from I don't know, from Zeus. Unless you are Hercules. There's no way you're doing a collet-based tool changer with a hand tool change.
Yeah.
Or unless you want to be known as Stumpy for the rest of your life.
I mean, I've been talking with Furky about the ATC firmware stuff for MOS, and it should be able to say like this is a tool that has not been assigned a tool slot on the rapid change. So it would need to prompt you to insert it manually, and then when you're changing to another tool, prompt you to remove the tool and acknowledge that you have removed it.
Yeah, well, there's that whole thing about it's called what do we call it? We call it overflow tooling.
Yes.
Where if you only have 4 bays and you've got 5 tools, if that tool hasn't been linked to a bay yet, I still think we need. I still think the idea I had initially for it. Obviously, you guys have convinced me against doing it completely like this. When I said the machine will talk you through setting up the spindle slots for each job.
Yeah.
I still think it's a good idea for people who are less machinist inclined. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's easier to manage on a like per job basis, I think.
Yeah.
On the other hand, people will realize that they will gravitate to using like 3 certain standard tools and then just plop in whatever they need for that tool.
Yeah.
So for me, for example, the 6mm 3 flute will not ever be not in a holder.
Yeah.
My chamfer mill will not ever leave a holder. A few drills for M4, M5, M3. Yeah.
Onyeka, do you mean which electronics bay? Do you mean the UEB? Do you mean old CASA? Do you mean new CASA?
Do you mean Fatless? Because Fatless doesn't have an electronics bay.
Jesus Christ. I've just had a look at Jormungand's pledge. The man is just an angel. He is just an angel. Right, what I need washers. I need M5 washers. Because I found out that the smaller screws that I was using don't quite bottom out. Have you seen the speed slot design?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the beginning of last stream? Or the stream before that?
Yeah, beginning of last stream.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it looks pretty fancy.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a much needed bit of like an upgrade. I know it doesn't seem like it very much, but those things flopped around so much before. Like the DIN rails used to flop around so much.
Yeah.
And especially if you're doing like the Shylin VFD, trying to take that thing off is an absolute pain because of how much it moves. Yeah,
and annoyingly, the distances of the hole slots in DIN rail are not standardized, or there's competing standards.
Yeah, they're not. As far as I know, they're not standardized. But the issue is more along the lines of if you cut your rail, and it's the same issue with linear rails and designing in mounting points for your linear rails, is if you cut your linear rail slightly too far to the left or to the right, your mounting spots aren't in the same locations anymore. So this eliminates that entirely.
Onyeka is asking about the electronics bay of Casita.
Yeah, once we get it up and running, I'll do a wiring day at some stage, but I probably won't do that until we get the finalized LEO kit for V2. Because again, I don't have a machine at the minute, so I'm literally waiting on. I am waiting on the LEO kit as much as everyone else is right now. Like, people can stop saying it and stop asking about the V2 kit now. It would let me sleep at night a little bit better.
I mean, the one picture you posted in the dev channel the other day looks very streamlined and very sleek. So
you're gonna have to DM me what that was, because I can't remember off the top of my head. What happened to the kits? What happened to the kits from earlier streams? They've all gone to different people. I don't have the capacity in here to keep machines. If I'm getting other machines or have plans to get another machine, I need to make sure that the machines that are in here have disappeared by then. Because otherwise, what ends up happening is I don't have the space to even operate. For a good month, I could stand here in this room, and that was it.
Yep. State of my basement at the moment.
Yep. That's being a maker in Europe, I'm afraid. We don't tend to have garages everywhere that we can use.
Oh god, what I would give for like a 3-slot garage.
What I would give like my left toe for just a single slot garage. I don't know why I said single toe. That was a really weird suggestion.
I've got one of those pivoting double-decker garage slots.
Oh yeah, is that like the ones you get as part of an apartment complex?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We have an underground garage with 100 and something slots, and we only get that because we have these double-decker thingies.
Yeah.
It's quite unusual at first, but you'll get used to it.
You say that as if I'm coming to live with you. I'm moving in next week.
Don't have space for you either.
Well,
I barely have space for me.
Do you only have 2 toes? Maybe. There's a good reason. Maybe there's a good reason that you have never seen my feet on stream, despite the fact that I'm inside the whole time.
I find that so weird on like these Reddit posts where people purposefully put their bare feet in the picture.
Yep. I try not to think about it because I don't want nightmares. But it's become like a joke in a way. Like even outside of the internet. Like I used to work in an outdoor center, and we would have a sports day every year at the end of the season. So we'd break up for the summer, but we'd have a sports day, and we would all be drinking, and we'd play stupid games. And people would you weren't allowed to go barefoot because there was always one guy who made some weird borderline sexual comment on people's feet. You know, I know you're joking here, mate, but goddamn, is it uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Onyeka, do you want a picture of the electronics bay now? Or do you want it after we've filled it with stuff? I have seen machinists missing fingers. Yeah, that's one of my biggest fears, is the day that someone really hurts themselves. Onyeka says, yeah, now. Cool.
Oh, by the way, Jake, if you have time, check Discord. I've pinged you in the picture that I meant.
Ah, cool. I will look now. I'll do this photo first. Stream general. There you go. Oh yeah, yeah. That. You know what? I will save this image. Save. And then I'll put that in stream general as well. There you go. And that's what it's meant to look like. Cool. All right. Next point of contention is we need to. Ooh, do we flip this over first? I think we flip it over first. That's another great thing about Casita is you can actually work on it once it's finished because it's small enough to do so.
Yeah.
Casa's just big, man. Right. Yeah. Tell me what you think of this, Phil, because I'm not too sure on it myself. But the way I've done it, just to reduce part numbers, like the amount of parts, is obviously because there's these two cutouts already for where the heat management cooling comes from, right?
Yeah.
On this plate, and just to reduce the amount of individual parts, I just reused it over here. Do you reckon that will be big enough to pass all your cables through?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the width of the contactor abouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah. Cool. Right.
I mean, realistically, what do you want to pass through? You'll need motor cables, end stop cables, cable for the touch probe, for the tool setter, and yeah, maybe a control wire for a valve or something for mist coolant. Yeah. Oh, and the spindle wire.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be totally fine.
I also need to find a way to get my webcam from the old Casa mounted directly to the spindle, because I want to be able to get proper angle shots of the actual spindle. But the last time we had the camera inside the enclosure, the spindle created a bunch of EMI, which meant that whenever we turned the machine on, you couldn't see what was actually happening.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I've tried that already with mounting a camera to the spindle directly, and my problem was vibration.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
So my solution for that was taking one of these cheap microphone arms and adding a adapter for GoPro like mounting on there.
Yeah.
And I just mounted that articulated arm somewhere in the enclosure.
Oh, fair, yeah. Because I didn't have any issues with it. Like when I was recording, it was fine. It was trying to get it into OBS that it was causing issues.
Okay. For me, it was borderline unusable because of the vibrations. So that's why I went with the monitor arm. And since on Milo the spindle only moves up and down, you can just put it wherever you want it and just leave it there.
Oh, okay. So you had it on a monitor arm attached to Milo
on
itself,
a microphone arm.
Microphone arm attached to Milo itself. Yeah.
To the enclosure.
See, I had that originally. I did the enclosure mounted version of it. It's just so far away, is all.
Yeah, that's the funny thing with the microphone arm. You can just get a close up by moving the arm in there.
Yeah, true. I just want people to enjoy that burr action, you know.
Yeah. I think it was like, let me guess, 25 euros or so for the monitor arm. One printed piece to mount it to the enclosure, and another printed piece to adapt it to the GoPro mounting. So
sounds about right.
For example, I also hate the nozzle cams on 3D printers.
Why?
With modern 3D printers, it's just whizzing around and you can't see anything. And
yeah,
I get dizzy.
I know. Okay, that's the real reason then.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when those were really popular. I think Stefan did a video of them. They were good. They're good for like DIY printers a lot of the time because you can actually see directly what's happening. But I suppose if you know that your machine's well tuned and is fine, there's no point in having one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Getting a webcam into DWC is unnecessarily complicated.
I haven't tried, so I can't comment on that.
You basically have to make a stream server that you link using a URL. So you have to make a virtual camera first out of the real life camera that you have, just to get it to work. You're better off, instead of getting a webcam, better off getting one of those little ESP cams, right? Connecting it to your Wi-Fi and doing it directly through that.
To be fair, I think that's what Clipper is doing as well in the background. It's just more automated of a setup, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Oh, I am excited for Duet's DIN mounted everything that they're doing.
Oh yeah, the industrial line.
Industrial stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not excited for the price tag, but
I mean, we haven't seen it yet, so
no, we haven't. That's a fair thing to say, but at the same time, they have also said it's going to be a mite bit more expensive than the equivalent hardware.
Yeah.
That isn't DIN mounted. And that's saying something, since a lot of Duet stuff is quite expensive. The Duet screen's not overly expensive, actually.
Yep, that surprised me as well. I think it's 110 euros.
Yeah, honestly, that's not bad. That's really not bad for what it is.
Yeah, 95 pounds plus VAT.
Yeah. I wonder how, because obviously the Duet guys want to. They've talked about getting a CNC fascia for it, right? Layout UI. And they want us to kind of help implement what we think we need to be implemented. But there's a bunch of stuff that we have that's part of MOS that we want to that I think we would want to integrate more. And MOS is kind of our thing. I don't think people would put it on industrial machines. But who knows? Someone might hire 9 to do full-time dev on MOS. That would be cool.
That would be, I think, the most amazing outcome for us as Millennium Machines.
Oh yeah.
If we can scope creep in into adding all the stuff. Paid.
Oh. Poor 9. That guy is overworked by us. He's overworked by us. Not by his job, just by us alone.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, team member of ours who we love very dearly. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Kada? Kada? Your handle.
Yeah.
I've always struggled in what I want to say with it. Is it? Hey Raven, how you doing? What is the timeline for the duet screen pendant? We don't know. We don't have the pendant yet.
I think the latest was that Furky was getting one of the screens.
Yeah, he's definitely getting one. I just don't know. We can't put a.
Yeah.
You finish what you were trying to say.
After that, it's kind of open because the current iteration of the pendant is using a Raspberry Pi and a Raspberry screen.
Yeah.
So it will need some redesigning and some refeaturing using the new screen.
It's effectively a full redesign.
Yeah.
Like no, there's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no point in sugarcoating it. It is a full redesign that is required for it. Reason we're not going with the Raspberry Pi one is we really do believe that the duet screen will be a better implementation.
Yes. And also the Raspberry Pis are quite expensive now.
That too.
I mean, if you're, I think the screen itself is like 60 euros, and the Pi is another at least 90.
Yeah. And then there's all the other gubbins, all the buttons and the print files and all that stuff. That's going to add to the cost as well. So, for once, going the duet way is probably the more cost-effective way of doing it.
Yes. And Onyeka, that's the point. The Pi does not help the Miley at all. It's just there to drive the screen.
Yeah, that's literally it.
It's basically like having another browser logged in and sending commands to that.
Mm-hmm. I do think certain things need to be hardwired into Silo, though. The e-stop needs to be hardwired into the e-stop loop.
Yeah. Yeah, the e-stop and the Deadman switch, I think, are the two main things.
Yeah. Although the Deadman switch on the old one wasn't linked to the Silo at all, because that was linked to the ability to send pulses through the rotary encoder, effectively.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure, because it runs on Python script.
I thought the Deadman switch was hardwired as well.
No.
But yeah,
the thing is, if you made the Deadman switch hardwired, you wouldn't be able to do anything with the machine because of the way RRF.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So that was. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Finish your sentence first.
Yeah. So the Deadman switch was wired into the GPIO pins of the Pi, and then a Python script just popped up a screen, effectively, that let you choose your instruments for jogging.
Can you connect a camera to Sila? You can. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
It's unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah. Whereas in Clipper, you're connecting it to the Pi, and the Pi is just transmitting that signal through mainsail or fluid or whatever front end you're using. You can't do that with RepRap firmware boards. Not currently, at least. Not as far as I'm aware. Because the processing side of actually taking it from a bunch of light from the camera sending a bunch of data, and then processing it on the Pi can't be done on the processors that are on the board that Duet has, for example. So the way you do it is you get a dedicated bit of hardware that does all the encoding for the image and then sends it to DWC instead.
Yep.
Oh, Phil's got
Damascus,
a
I'm gonna
friend in
try
chat.
and use the pendant with Linux CNC. Not the pendant that Forky is developing.
Yeah.
In the end, I will be probably using a pendant, but there are different and very mature designs of pendants for Linux CNC out there. So
Yeah.
probably gonna use one of those.
As far as I can tell, touchscreens pendants for Linux CNC are basically not a thing or can't be a thing.
Yeah.
Unless you do it basically the way that we did with
Yes.
the initial pendant design, where it's just another computer.
Yeah. I mean, my setup with Linux CNC is gonna be so weird, anyways.
Hey, weird is
'Cause-
great. Weird is great.
I'm not gonna directly input into the Raspberry that's running my Linux CNC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the Intel NUC that I have down there anyways for running Fusion and stuff, and then just remote into the Pi through that.
Oh, fair. See, I am playing with the idea of, I know my computer is right there, so I can run Fusion Cam on here, but I'm playing
Yeah.
with the idea of using Onshape Cam on this little touchscreen here, which is connected to an old phone that I have, and
Yeah.
that way I have like a travel thing that I can do cam and actually run the machine on. Because Onshape is obviously all cloud based, you don't need something with a big processor on it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
that's the annoyance for me.
Yeah.
I wanted to check something in the Spitros CAD over the weekend, and at my grandparents, I only have my Surface tablet with me, and that thing is just struggling to even open Fusion, let alone load anything.
Yep. God, the Surface tablet. What year did the Surface come out?
I have no idea. Let's say mine is a Surface Pro 7, so 10th gen Intel.
Oh Jesus! I didn't realize they went all the way to 10th gen. I thought they were. I thought they only went up to like I don't know. What was Skylake? Was Skylake 8th gen? Yeah. Intel Skylake.
Skylake was 8th gen, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that was
6th.
about the last.
6th. 6th.
Jesus Christ! Yeah. So I remember having a Skylake tablet at my school that we were only allowed, like someone would borrow it, and it was the only laptop that we had available for borrowing at the time. And if one person had it out of a school of 500 boys, you had no access to the internet that weekend.
So the Surface Pro 7 was released in 2019.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, time flies.
Still 7 years ago. Oh, I got really depressed the other day. So we were at work, and if you live in the UK, you can apply for certain benefits with for certain things, or you can apply to certain training programs as a young person, right? And officially, as of last year, I stopped being considered a young person by the British government, and I only figured this out the other week, and it just made me so depressed.
You're old now.
I'm old. I'm so old. I'm an unk now.
So on Yeka, for example, you could turn it into a Linux CNC box and just connect a external display.
Yeah. Although, if you're not technical, don't go anywhere near Linux CNC.
Oh yeah, I've been struggling a lot with the, especially because I've made it hard with EtherCAT as well. Like it's like the third or fourth sentence in the EtherCAT how-to guide is Do not do EtherCAT Linux CNC as your first Linux CNC project.
Yep. Raven Designs, the 150 CNC uses an Xbox 360 controller, and I think that when I make my own custom project, I would like to do something similar. What do you guys think? Global HAL. So just run Global HAL, and then UGS, Universal G-Code Sender, allows you
Yeah.
to use an Xbox controller as an input. It's really not
Yeah.
that hard.
It's really, really well documented in UGS, and
Yep.
it's, I think, a pretty standard driver for the 360 controller.
Mm-hmm. The thing people forget is, whilst we're on the topic of firmwares, right? What is it? DWC and RRF, which are two sides of the same coin, right? They handle everything from the way the machine gets set up to how the G code gets sent. Right? It's an entire package. Anything that's Gerbil based, so Gerbil HAL, Fluid NC, I think is Gerbil based.
Yes.
All it does is it just does the parsing of the G code that gets sent. Right? It does the setup and the parsing. Right? The UI is completely separate. So if you wanted a UI for a Gerbil HAL machine, you would have to find a separate third-party sender. So that would be UGS, or what's the one that 9 keeps going on about? The one that's being vibe coded by... Oh, completely forgotten what it's called. Right, I'm going to have to look this up.
NC Sender, yeah, NC Sender is one of them as well.
Is NC Sender the one? Yeah, that's the one. By Francis Creations. He has a short that is really cool about picking up a... There it is. So it's like a collet changer. Ooh, is that it? Is this on it? No. Why is it moved? There we go. Why are you not showing the video I click on?
Oh yeah, the quick disconnect touch probe, right?
Yeah. There we go. This is really cool. So it's a collet changer, but for the 3D probe, and it uses pogo pins. Yeah, I think it's cool. Long press to avoid accidents. Yeah. Yeah, it is good UI, but that's the whole thing with Global HAL is with RepRap firmware, the UI, everything is packaged into a single thing that you could just use. With anything Global based, you're picking and choosing all the little bits that you want.
Yeah, same with Linux CNC as well.
Yeah.
There's like 10 or 12 different UIs like pre-installed, and you can just choose the one you like the most.
Is it Gmockapply that I keep hearing everyone talk about?
Yeah, Gmockapply is one of the more prevalent ones. The other one that I've chosen to use is Qt Dragon.
I love the names for stuff like this. Pro Basic is another one I've heard a lot about.
Yep.
I think Damascus is mentioned.
What's the one that Tormark uses? Pathpilot.
Pathpilot.
Pathpilot is also just Linux CNC in the background.
Yeah. For the longest time, I thought Tormark was I didn't realize they were an American company. I thought they were a Chinese company.
Oh, no. Yeah, Pro Basic is another one that's pretty popular.
Yep.
But yeah, there's like, as I said, there's like 8 or 10
Thousands.
or 12 pre-installed and another 1,000 on the forum. So
I know this sounds a bit weird to say, but it's like choosing a distro for Linux. Obviously, it is.
Yeah.
It is Linux CNC. So that's kind of a thing. I find it really weird that on Linux you have different distros, but then you also have different front ends that are also called different things. So like you have KDE, and then Plasma is the UI/front end.
yeah,
I always found that weird. It's just, it adds so much complexity to everything. Obviously, it's nice to have the choice, but I think the choice can be overkill sometimes.
yeah, Jake, there's Fusion open at the moment, by the way. On
Oh,
stream.
sure.
Thank you, Raven.
Oh God, sorry. Thanks, Raven. Thanks for letting me know I'm stupid. Do you guys celebrate May Day? Is that a thing you guys do in Germany at all?
May Day.
Yeah.
1st of May for us is Workers' Day.
Okay. So, 1st of May. Go ahead.
Never
Finish
heard
what
of
you said.
May Day except for like aircraft catastrophes.
Yeah. So May Day is the first day of May. It's like this. It used to be called Beltane. But then it kind of got Christianized, and now it's just May Day. First day of spring. You traditionally have a young girl from the village be voted as the May Day Queen. And she goes through and she finds the last ear of whatever crop you have, and then she plants the first seed for you. And it's just it's a whole tradition, but it's basically the start of May. Nowadays, it's just a big festival type thing, and we had our May Day celebrations today, which meant that getting anything done in town was an absolute awful thing. Yeah. The one time I actually need to go to town to post something, and I had to walk through a crowd.
It's always like that.
Yeah,
in like parts of Germany, it's traditional to like erect a large tree in the town square.
Yeah.
And over the last like 2 weeks before the 1st of May, it's a tradition for rivaling groups from neighboring cities to try and steal your tree. So we've had like the last few weeks, the youth groups were guarding their respective May trees.
Yeah.
And it's always a big celebration if they get to steal one of the neighboring city, and it usually you'll need to like pay in beer or something to get it back.
That's really cool. Just for a split second, I will respond to it. For a split second, can anyone tell what I've done? What I fucked up? Can anyone tell what I've done wrong here before? I put the box on the wrong side. Oh my god. such an idiot. All that work I've just done for the last like 10 minutes.
I mean, we didn't see half of it, so.
True. This way you'll get to see what I was actually doing.
So yeah, that's one of the traditions around the 1st of May in Germany.
That's really cool.
In other parts of Germany, it's like tradition to plant a small tree in front of the house of the girl you fancy. And like decorate that with I don't know what you call it in English, like fancy
decorations.
Yeah.
So what's the significance of the tree in that way? Is it like you're hoping your love will grow like a big strong tree?
I think so, yeah.
Is it just a euphemism for morning wood?
I think it's more of the growth of nature in the spring.
Ah, gotcha. So why give it to a girl that you fancy? Are you just hoping
I don't know.
she's just hoping that she's a David Attenborough fan and likes nature?
I don't know. Do that over here and you could be arrested. Yeah.
There's a load of weird traditions like that, though. Is it Belgium where? No, actually, no. It's a very I know it's a very racist tradition that they have still in Belgium around Christmas time. I'm not even gonna go into it.
I mean, I've talked about how groups like to steal the tree from the neighboring city.
Yeah.
And that's been like a tradition for centuries. And this year there has been a criminal investigation because one group stole the tree from another city, and that one was kept in that city's heating power plant, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you can't do that. That's trespassing into municipal property and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's become a whole thing. And it's been treated as like building a criminal organization. And yeah, because it's like 20 guys, and one of the organizers was interviewed for local TV. And he was like, yeah, if they want to play that game, I mean, I can't carry that whole damn tree alone. I assume it has been dropped since, but yeah.
So this reminds me of a story my mum told me. So she's in the UK, right? And it's her first Christmas in the UK since she moved from Africa, right? There's a whole load of like family issues that was the reason she moved. I'm not going to get into that right now. So her mate Kerry, who she goes to high school with, just appears one day walking around the corner as she's walking to school. And he's got a tree. He's got the end of a tree over his shoulder. And as he keeps walking from around the corner, the tree just keeps getting longer and longer and longer until eventually his mate drives around the corner in a Mini with the other end of the tree,
yeah,
like tied down to the roof, and they're just walking through town like this. And this is like 6 a.m. that she's or something like that, ridiculous. And she gets to school, and the prefect's room. Prefects are like ranks of children in schools. It's really weird.
Yeah.
And the prefect's room just has this massive tree in it, and it's a room that's no bigger than like this is, right? It's tiny. So the tree literally goes from one corner diagonally across into the next room and still has to bend back on itself. And it turns out Kerry had stolen the town's Christmas tree and put it in the prefect's office.
I mean, you should. They do have weird contraptions for stealing the trees over here. So, for example, my city's tree also got stolen,
Yeah.
and they had to buy it back with, I think, like 4 big kegs of beer and stuff like that. And, they used like a big tractor and supported the other side with a completely home-built, sideways sitting cart. So you have like the wheels facing forward, and the tree being supported on top of it with like a V-shaped whatever to just hold the tree, and the driver is like sitting like 20 meters behind the tractor, and he's sitting sideways to the road, and he has a steering wheel to steer the back of the tree. So they're building weird contraptions all year just to use it on the 1st of May.
Oh my god. And do the trees always get stolen, or are there years where they don't end up actually getting stolen?
It's become increasingly rare for them to get stolen.
Oh, okay.
So it's both a function of less and less groups finding together to actually steal the tree.
Yeah.
So it has been tradition over, as I said, centuries, and it's more of like the youth in the smaller towns and stuff isn't as organized as they were in the last 40-50 years. So there's less trying to steal them, and they're also usually kept in more secure places.
Not fair. But organized use is a word.
Yes.
Is like something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting like this to be done by old farmers.
No.
This is young people who do this.
Yes. Usually
Oh
like between 16 and I'd say like 30, 33, 34, something like that.
See, there you go. According to the UK government, I'm not a young person anymore, so I can't take part in this.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the only official requirement is that you'll be able to drink a lot. So apart from that.
Did you ever watch the charity stream I did with Nomad from Positron?
I did not, sadly.
So I don't really drink. Like I very, very rarely partake. But I seem to have a really high tolerance for some reason. So I mentioned this on stream a few weeks ago. Back in the early days when I started streaming, I was so nervous to be on camera that I would have a drink before I started streaming, just to lower the nerves. Don't do it anymore, but it was just something I did back in the day. And I got on stream with Nomad, and obviously there's loads of other people. There's like Grant from 3D Musketeers and all the Prusa Wire team, and loads of people. So I think, okay, there's a lot more important people here than me. I'm just gonna grab like a drink and just stay calm the whole stream. You know, stay a bit quiet, just enjoy myself, just whatever. So I also happened to be going to a mate of mine's birthday that weekend. So I thought, okay, I'll grab a case of like something that's not too strong, whatever. So I bought myself like a case of Corona. I hate Corona, but it was cheap. Right. And instead of just drinking like one or two, this was like a 16 pack of Corona.
Oh God.
By the end of the stream, so 4 hours later, I drank every single one without even realizing it.
Whoops. Okay, yeah.
And we ended up dressing up on stream, so I was a priest for half of the stream. Because
Is the VOD still up on the channel?
It should still be, yeah.
So if I need some entertainment this week, I'll know what I watch.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I think Nomad wants to do it again. In fact, someone at Nomad, tell him to come stream.
On Discord?
Yeah, why not?
Is marked unavailable.
He's always been not marked unavailable. That's just his standard.
At Nomad, you have been requested to join the stream if you have time.
Sweet.
On Yeka, do you have the stock glued down and can't remove it anymore?
Everyone does it. Everyone's done it.
Blue tape method works too well sometimes, yeah.
Yep.
Like tapping the side with a mallet usually releases it.
That, or do you have like any isopropyl alcohol or acetone or something like that? What you can do is you can spill a little bit around the side of the tape, and the tape will suck it up, and eventually it will break that bond.
Yeah, that will definitely take some time.
Yeah.
Or you could heat it, but I wouldn't do that if it's glued directly to the table.
I would never heat anything on Milo either, because obviously you've got it's all aluminium, and it absorbs heat way quicker than you think it does.
I have had to put a few parts in the oven to release. But I usually put like a sacrificial plate in the vise, so I don't have to remove the vise.
Yeah.
I have so many more parts to mill for fat loss.
Yeah. It's a big old machine. Well, I've gone through 2 iterations of the Z-axis already. And both of them have so many major changes to them that I can't use anything off the old ones. So it's becoming prohibitively expensive to do iterations through PCB or JLC.
Yeah. For me, the main design that has been like adapted from your original design of Atlas V1.
Yeah.
Has proven. Yeah, no, the Z-axis.
Oh, really?
Has been quite good. Has mostly been the stiffening plates and all the stuff I added to it that needed some testing. I've only done printed tests so far.
I have IPA 2, but if you don't mind your tools to have the same texture as something that you would buy from Harbor Freight, you can use WD-40. Oh yeah, I thought you were going to say that oily feeling was from the IPA, which would be the complete opposite of what I was expecting. Phil, are you using heavy wall extrusions on your mill?
I am, yeah. And it's frustratingly good.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man, that it's so good. Going from like 2020 to 4040
oh God, yeah.
It's a huge difference.
It's like on most of the stuff I would build from 2020, I wouldn't even mind, like I wouldn't stand on it myself. Mm-hmm. And with 4040 extrusions, I could probably stand my car on it.
Yeah. Thing is, that's not even an over-exaggeration. Like, people underestimate the compressive strength of things, because they always look at tensile strength and then forget that compressive strength for a lot of things is like 10 times to even 100 times in some scenarios. like the compressive strength of a 3D print, I think is at least 5 times more than the tensile strength of said 3D print.
Depends on the lay direction.
Yeah, that's true.
Even in compression.
Yeah.
I mean, in tension, definitely, but even in compression.
That's a good point, actually.
So yeah, I'm trying to use heavy wall extrusion for the structural parts, and think I'm gonna go with normal stuff for the enclosure parts. So the the 4 uprights and the top stuff is gonna be the normal stuff, and all the rest is gonna be heavy.
Yeah. That makes sense. Are you bracing your uprights?
I've thought about it. I have space for it in the design. I'm gonna test it without first. But I could. It's pretty easy to brace it against the backside of the vertical extrusions.
Yeah.
And it would be pretty easy to brace it against the Y base frame, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I going to fill the extrusion? That's the big part I'm still debating. Because at the moment, the extrusions I have ordered are already 35 kilos, and the stiffening plates I have are another 40 kilos, and the Z-axis with the spindle is gonna be another 25 or 30 kilos, and then adding filler as well. I don't know.
Have you seen my solution for this? So, because the thing is, when typically if you fill the middle of the extrusion, there's no way to make it lighter again after that.
Yeah.
So the way I've done it is basically in 100 mil increments. I've made 3D printable inset molds. So you fill that 3D printer up with epoxy granite, and then you just fill your extrusion up. Because the whole point of it is that epoxy granite mostly isn't adding to the stiffness; it's just adding to the dampening capability of it.
Oh, so basically like the original ballast box for Milo?
Yeah, like that. And you can choose how much weight you want in there. So if you're trying to meet a certain feed rate, you want as little weight in there as possible, but you still want as much weight as you can get and as little weight as you can get at the same time to meet the feed rate that you want.
That's the advantage of fatless. The only thing moving is the Y or the Y axis, the Y table and the Z axis complete. So all the extrusions they are still.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, no, that's a good point. But then,
so
your Y table is fucking massive.
Yes. It's what I can fit in the same space as Casa. So.
Yeah. I think that'll be a big thing with these new machines. Is you'll just get way more space, way more operating space. I'm really considering dropping, just for development, Atlas down to 300 mil in X, because it's 350 in Y, and that whole setup has been done and tested.
Yeah.
The only thing that hasn't been tested yet, or even finished, is the X-axis. And I can fit this machine and Atlas side by side if I wanted to, if the X-axis was 300. But
yeah, sounds like a good idea.
At the same time, I want 500 mil of space of work area.
The additional advantage with the ballast like inserts would be that I could remove the blind joints at any time.
Yeah.
Because if I do fill it directly, I'll never get to the screws again.
Yeah, that's true. You can do. I've seen Tom Stanton on his mill. He's put little spacers, like little printed tubes.
But that's so much work.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes away from the diameter of the drilled holes. And I basically need that diameter for the screwdriver.
Yeah. You can overdo it, but then you end up biting into the top face of the extrusion, not just the slot itself.
Yeah.
You know the way Rat Rig does it, where they, because they use cap head bolts for everything, don't they? And instead of it, and it goes through one side. It starts on the outside and then goes in, rather than the blind joint version, which starts on the inside channel and pulls the inside channel in.
Yeah. The disadvantage with that is that you will have to counterbore the front side for an even larger head.
Yep.
And that also takes away possibilities for mounting stuff there.
Yep. No, I totally agree with you. It's definitely a much more secure way of doing it.
Yes.
And structurally, because you've got all that extra mass, effectively, especially on like 2020s, if you over tighten a blind joint, you can end up actually bending the T slot itself.
Yes.
Or V slot or whatever. The channel, we'll call it. It's not so much of a worry on the 40 series stuff, but it's something that you still need to think about.
Yeah.
But if you do it the way where you start on the outside, drill in and counterbore, you've got all the extra mass and stiffness from the inside core.
Coming back to our discussion from like 3 minutes ago with tensile strength versus compression strength.
Yep. Hey, it's almost as if everything's connected.
It's almost as if we're doing some engineering here.
Hey, oh, don't accuse us of that. God. Right, okay. I had to double check myself there for a second just to make sure that this box was actually on the right side.
Yeah, with it flipped on the head, it's deceptively in the wrong size spot again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven, same problem with using sand and the screw-in caps is I can't remove it if I want to get to the blind joints again. Or I could remove it, but it's gonna make a massive mess.
If you ever see sand-filled CNCs, you'll notice that the cap to remove the sand is always rear to the machine and outside of the enclosure.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a reason for that. It's because sand is fucking abrasive.
No bueno for your ball screws and linear rails.
Yep. So if you're doing it on the extrusion where said rails and ball screws exist, it's not a very good idea.
It's also a massive mess just to fill them.
Yep. Right. Let's flip this over
also,
again. Oh.
Also, I need both end caps, sides to be accessible for machine plates. So yeah, won't work in either way.
Cool. Right, so that's installed now. That can just come off whenever you need to. There's a good amount of heft that's required, so I'm not afraid of the cables being pulled out by accident. There we go. Right, that's fine. What's next on the list of things to do? We can install the fans, the intake fan now on the front. Now, this is the only fan I have. Right. I have something to run by you, a design choice I would like to run by you. One of the issues I'm having with the fact that we're using the front intake fan for the front intake vent to cool the inside of the chamber, right, is that when you pull air from the back to go across the electronics box, my worry is because there's nowhere for the air to escape, there won't be any flow to actually do the cooling necessary. Are you following so far?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I've done is on the vent itself, the front vent, I've added 2 little cutouts. I'll put you on the desk. Desk cam. I've added 2 little cutouts with some features on the inside which are meant to redirect any air coming from this direction inwards rather than outwards. All right, and any air that's coming from this direction. So this is where this side would be where the intake for the electronics box is. It pushes air this way, and there's vents on either side for that air to then move back into the area. Do you think that would actually make a difference? I do have a version that doesn't have that vent.
The question is, how much is your difference in static pressure? So if you manage to have a positive air pressure from the electronics box compared to the inside, it should help.
My whole thing is because you're turning a 90-degree angle, right? And every time you turn a 90-degree angle, you lose a bunch of static pressure, right? So because you're taking that turn, the pressure that's coming from the electronics box side will always overcome the pressure that's inside here. And if you actually look on the inside, the features, there's a bunch of channels. So even if there was the same amount of static pressure and that 90-degree didn't make any difference, right? The bit that's actually vented into is only a quarter of what the fan could push. So even then, that bit would always be overpowered by another fan.
Yes. I've just had a thought. If you want to make it like extra fancy, you could try and add a like a venturi to make sure that even if the backside electronics fan is turned off, the venturi effect of the air passing through the front intake would pull air out of the electronics enclosure.
Yeah, I think that is what would happen naturally. I totally understand what you were doing, what you were trying to get at, but I think that would happen naturally just by
it should.
So
it should, yeah. I
don't
think it will hurt anything.
Without it? I don't think it'll hurt. I don't know. I think if we were filtering from this side, if we were pulling air out of the enclosure from this side, I definitely wouldn't want these cutouts here. Because all that would end up happening is you'd pull misty, full of coolant air, and there's a chance that it could get into the electronics bay that way.
Yep. I mean, let's say the slots don't work as you're intending them to work, and you would like feed back pressure into the electronic side. Even in that case, it's clean air that hasn't been inside Casa yet, so it wouldn't hurt anything either way.
Yeah, this is true. You're more verifying the stuff I've been thinking about myself there, to be honest.
That's usually a good sign, yeah.
Yeah. You're being my engineering hype man. I need to take this front end off because I haven't put the heat inserts required for actually mounting the fan in. So I'm going to do that real quick. What forms of coolant are recommended in Milo? That's a deeper question than you think.
Yes.
Yeah. Personally, it comes down to what ventilation you have. For me, so for example, I run dry or with an air blast because I'm in a small room with no real good ventilation.
Yeah. The
So
main question is, how do you deal if you add any liquid, be that IPA, WD-40, any like proper lubricants or anything, is it will generate some kind of airborne mist, and how you deal with that.
Then there's risk factor and material choice. So, for example, the Datron machines use IPA for their for cutting aluminium and for coolant in general. But if you're cutting steel on Milo, there's a good chance you're going to be creating sparks, as Phil well knows.
Yes.
And if you're creating sparks and you've got a very highly flammable coolant that also burns completely see-through,
that also
not a very good idea.
Tends to explode when misted into the air.
Yeah, and also in a confined space.
Yes.
Probably not a good idea. Anything kerosene based is pretty good for aluminium. So things like WD-40 is a great idea, but WD-40 is quite expensive. When you're using
you can get
like
it
that.
in non-aerolized spray cans, so like basically as a liquid without any like spraying agents. It gets cheaper that way.
Ah.
But you all only get it in like 5-liter like buckets.
Yeah,
that's the disadvantage.
Then there are water mixed coolants. So you buy like a 5-liter tub, and that's you pretty much set as a hobbyist for life. Because you mix them like 1 part to 10 parts in water, and that's an option for you. Water is also an all right coolant if you don't want to worry about particulate in the air or breathing in anything nasty. Deionized water is a great idea. A lot of people don't think about it. You just also got to recognize the fact that it will start rusting other elements in your enclosure. So make sure that everything that could rust has a good layer of grease or oil over it. But it's not an awful idea. Just needs preparation.
I'm actually currently running a quote-unquote proper CNC coolant.
That cut you out, Phil. Sorry, it said my earphones went off, saying I was running out of battery.
Oops.
What did you say?
I'm using a quote-unquote real CNC coolant at the moment. It's called Yokish 3SG. And the main problem with that is like aerialized particles.
Yeah. If using IPA, would IPA fumes dry grease on rails? I actually don't know.
They probably wouldn't dry it, but they would cause it to run off. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're running IPA as coolant, you'll have to make sure that your lubrication of rails and screws and stuff is re-added more than if you were not running IPA.
Yeah, I think on professional machines like Datrons, where oil is metered to every single joint, so every certain amount of meters the linear rail moves, it will re-oil it automatically from a reservoir. It wouldn't matter too much in that case because you're constantly replenishing it. But on a kind of set it and forget it style mill, like a Milo, where you grease it first at the very beginning or every few months and then leave it, then it would probably be a bad idea. Not necessarily a bad idea, but you need to think about it. Think about constantly replenishing it.
Because it's been asked by Raven, glycol is usually a part of real CNC lubricants. It's great for cooling the bits and for inhibiting rust, obviously. But it does not have the high pressure lubing abilities that proper mineral-based oils, which are usually the main component in the lubricants, it doesn't have that. So it would work, but it's probably not any better than using water, except for the rusting part. Also, I think glycol is like it gets accumulated in your kidneys and can lead to kidney failure if ingested.
I didn't know that. I knew that glycol affects a lot of polymers and can affect
that as
a lot of polymers badly. So in a machine like Milo, which is mostly 3D printed, or has a load of 3D printed parts, you need to do a little bit of research on which polymers it's fine to be used around.
Yeah, it contributes to chronic kidney diseases.
Damn.
Onika says, not looking at anything liquid, more like an airplane without a compressor is what I'm looking for. What? An airplane without a compressor?
I'm guessing he means airflow or air pump. Air pump, maybe, without a compressor?
Yeah. I've seen people use CPAP fans or CPAP pumps.
Again, stuff like that is possible, but the minute you add coolant into that situation, you tend to get sticky chips.
Yeah.
And then the problem isn't can you move chips around, it's can you move chips around that are drenched in coolant.
The big advantage of using just air or having an air blast is you are tending to eliminate the recutting of chips. So you get chips out of the way before the cutter can run across them again.
Yeah.
If you add like WD-40 or IPA or anything like that, it itself helps the cutter like cut more smoothly because of the like lubrication, and just air doesn't do that.
Yeah. So if you're looking to combine chip clearing and misting in one, you really need a high pressure air source.
Yeah.
And you just can't get away with one of those air pumps. Like even one of the Bird air pumps, which I've got somewhere, even if you restrict that down to like a 2 mil PTFE tube, just to get as much pressure out of it as possible, you're not clearing chips that are even slightly wet.
What I found very simple and quite effective is just a 3D printed fan.
Yep, the little ones that you put on the collets.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those things.
That way you don't have any infrastructure, you don't need a compressor, you don't need a pump, you don't need anything. It turns on whenever the spindle is on. And they are pretty effective, especially for chip clearing, for getting chips out of the way instead of recutting them.
Yep. I've run them before. I've run them a few times, and the only reason I'm probably not going to run them anymore is because tool changer.
Yes.
That's pretty much the only reason.
That's the big problem. They stick to the hex side of the collet nut, thus interfering with tool changer and for me, for my ISO 20, I don't have a hex collared nut side.
Oh, I hear brisket whining. Come on, bud. Come on. Come on. Oh. Come on, let's let the people see you. Come on. There you go. There you go. People want to see the brisket. Right. Right, come on, outside. There you go. Right. Now that he has been distracted for a moment, let's get this done.
Oh yeah, brisket is the main reason against glycol. Yep.
Yep.
Any pets, children, or anyone who could just stick their head inside the enclosure or be in the same room is a major turn off against glycol.
Mm-hmm.
And IPA as well. just saying, I've used IPA as coolant before. If you just open the enclosure and stick your head in, it's you're gonna get a bit dizzy.
Yeah. It's basically moonshine at that point.
And it's aerolized, and your mucus tissue in the nose and the mouth is great at absorbing that.
Yeah, exactly that. So you guys can see that there's two little heat inserts here. Point of that is that it grabs this. It goes through one of the panels that's in the electronics enclosure. There's two little TPU gaskets that sit here and here, and then when you tighten it down, you tighten it from this side, and the vent itself is what causes the TPU gasket to expand and fill that gap. So I'll stick it in here now. So gaskets first before I forget them. There's one, there's two. Steve Knobs, doggo! Yeah, he's great. He's been a bit poorly lately. He's had a bad stomach. Yeah, he was off. Well, Doc said he wasn't allowed to eat food for 24 hours until we knew that he was getting better. So the whole of yesterday, he was just whining at me for food. And still no. Which sucks, but you know. You gotta do what's right for him. Speaking of misting and stuff like that, whilst we're on that topic, I do want to get a 3-stage box that fits underneath here, like something like that, which has, because all the 3-stage filters that I've seen, or all the filters that I've seen are 3-stage filters. So there's an accumulator, which basically condenses any aerolized coolant and then drips it back into the, like a little container, or basically just back straight into the enclosure itself. Then there's a 3-stage filter after that, and so you can sometimes get post filters with carbon pellets on the end just to get keep the smell down. But carbon pellets themselves would clog up far too quickly with coolant. The only issue I'm having with that is it feels a bit weird having a climate control intake with an extractor right behind it, and none of that. I'm afraid that none of that hot air will actually escape the enclosure itself, because all the hot air that's on this side of the enclosure won't be extracted or renewed, whereas it will just come straight in from here and then move straight to the back. That's my only issue that I'm having. But airflow is always overcomplicated. It's too much for my little brain to handle. Any additions to that, Phil?
Not really. I mean, obviously, ideally, you want the exhaust side on the opposite corner of where your intake is, but
yeah. There's also, you can do the 3D printing method where you recirculate it, but another part of the recirculating argument is against the recirculating argument is if we're using this intake to cool the inside of the enclosure, that air needs to go somewhere.
Get rid of the heat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into like proper air scrubber or whatever. How they're doing it.
Phil, you were talking about bracing your column. I plan to brace mine diagonally forward to the sides if y-axis base. This can be used to dial in Y-tram. Be careful about that, because it can also introduce twist in your rails.
Yes. All right then. I'm gonna leave you because it's already 11:30, and
it's all good. I am literally about to finish off anyway. So.
All right, then I'll just wait for a few more minutes.
Rightio, folks. I think that's going to be us for the night. Thank you all for coming. It has been a very fun stream. Thank you to Phil for being a little special guest today.
Thank you for having me.
No worries, dude. No worries. If you do want to support what we do, let me get a proper camera. Let me get a proper camera. Turn on camera. Come on. Ah, this is awkward.
Black screen.
Black screen. There we go. All right. Thank you to all. I can't speak. Thank you to everyone who showed up to stream today. It was really nice and fun. If you do want to support the projects that we do here, there are some links down below to our Patreon, to the main site, to the Discord. Join those if you feel like it. There's also a donation link for Phil, who does a lot of the work on the team. He does the spit roast, he's doing Fatless, he does a lot of the support work for us as well. So if you want to throw him a little bit of cash his way, there's also a link in the Donate to Developer channel on the Discord. So please feel free to do that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Goodbye.